All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joshua Decker, and I'm glad that you took a few minutes to join me tonight. If you can't tell, I'm talking a little bit quieter than I normally do. If you've seen any of my other videos, simply because I am actually in a hospital right now. So my wife and I had a little baby on Sunday. His name is Noah, but he had to stay in the hospital, and so I'm actually in the lobby right now shooting this because I really wanted to make sure to share some of this information with you. So why are we here tonight? You're tuning into this because you have a desire to provide for your family, but you're probably fed up with the amount of hours that you have to work in order to do that. I know I've been in that boat, and you're really looking for something different, a little bit of something to change, and that's what we want to, what I really want to share with you tonight is there can be a difference. But let's start and talk for just a minute about the lie, because I think we've all bought into a huge lie. It is probably one of the biggest lies that there is in terms of the things that we expect out of life. So this slide looks like this. So first, we go to school, whether it's high school, some of us went to college. Why? Because we were told that we needed to, right? That we have to get our education, which, don't get me wrong, I firmly agree with that. But we have to get this education in order to go get a good job, right? Only to complete whatever level of education we did, to go find a job and find out that we probably had to have 2 or 3 jobs just to barely make ends meet. And I don't know about you, but I find that really frustrating. And so we get into this thing where, you know, we have a family, we got our education, we have a job, and we're barely squeaking by, right? We live paycheck to paycheck, and we have no hope that anything is going to get any better, and we can't put anything away into savings. And so forget even thinking about like retirement down the road, right? We can barely pay our bills right now. And then there's the fear that I think this day and age brings us or brings to us, right? It's that fear that eventually that shoe is going to drop, right? And the job that we strived so hard for, that we've given so much, that we've put so many hours into, that we're just going to be let go, that something's going to happen, and we're not going to have that job any longer. And that's the lie, because we believe that this is what we have to do, and this is what we're taught is kind of the way to think, the way that life works. But I'm here to tell you it's not. It doesn't have to be. And that's what I want to explore with you for a little bit tonight. There is a way, and I'll just tell you this, there is a way to be able to spend time with your family, to be able to have a secure financial well-being, to have a happy family, right? And to really kind of have all of it in and really enjoy it. Most people aren't ever going to achieve that. If you're like most people, you're going to hear this, you're going to go, oh, that sounds too good to be true, and you're going to walk away. And that's okay. But there's a few people. There's a few people who are going to take advantage of this, and they're going to say, you know what? I believe that there is a different way. I believe that this lie that we've bought into doesn't have to be my reality for the rest of my life. And those are the people that I really want to talk to. So there's a lot of people, I think probably most people have dreamed at one point or another of owning a business, right? If you think back to, through the years of your adulthood, I'm sure there's been a time where you've said, oh man, it'd be nice to be my own boss, right? To be able to decide what I'm going to do and that kind of stuff. And it's a great dream. It is a phenomenal dream. However, there's some barriers, there's some obstacles that people face in achieving that dream. Those obstacles are a fear of failure. I know I've experienced that myself. There's too much risk, right? Who wants to give up the job that is barely paying for their bills right now to go start a new business that's not guaranteed to make any money at all, right? Most of us aren't in a position to take that kind of risk. But then, there's the barrier of startup capital. Face it, most of us don't have enough capital hanging out in our back pocket, right, to go start a business. And the reason for that is because most people think of starting a business as really kind of the traditional way of starting a business. You have to have an idea. You have to develop either a product or a service that you're going to offer people, or you have to buy a bunch of stuff that you're going to then turn around and sell people, like in a retail type environment, right? And that creates a barrier for us. It's something that we go, that is too much. We can't sustain it. And I'll be honest, if I was in that boat, if that's the type of business I was looking for, I wouldn't be able to do it myself. But there's other ways to do it. That is not the only way to start a business. And that's what I want to talk with you for a minute tonight. Now, before I do, I want to ask you a question. So think back through all the different products that you've used in life, right? So your toothpaste, your deodorant, all the different services you've used, whether it's a plumber or an electrician, a dentist, a CPA, whatever. The restaurants you go to eat at. Think through those. And I just want you to think back, maybe over even the last year. How many times have you recommended one of those products to somebody? I know I do it all the time, right? I find something new, I enjoy it, I have good experience somewhere, and I want to share that with people, and I do. But here's the thing. How often does that actually turn into cash in my pocket for making that recommendation? How often can you think back through the times where you've made a recommendation and you said, I got paid for that? Why? Because the person or the company that I recommended is benefiting from that, and so they thanked me by giving me a little bit of money. Well, I'm here to tell you that there's an entire industry that is built on this concept, where people have started businesses where they have said, we're going to create an incredible product or an incredible service, but we're not going to spend a ton of money on marketing and stuff like that. But rather, we're going to say, the consumer, the person who's using this stuff, we want to reward you. So when you like our service, when you like our product, talk to others about it. And when you do, we're going to reward you. We're going to give you a thank you gift. We're going to give you some money for doing that. And this is how people go into business in a very interesting way. This entire industry, it's called network marketing. Now, hold on, before you go, gosh, that network marketing thing again. I've heard about that. Just slow down and think about this for a second, okay? So I've talked to people who have said, gosh, this is some sort of like pyramid scheme or something, right? I'm sure you've had those thoughts. When I first got introduced to network marketing, I had those exact same thoughts, right? That's a pyramid scheme. Oh, it can't work for anybody. Well, nobody makes money doing that. Here, let me help you understand something, okay? Think through your job right now. What structure is that? You have the person who owns the company at the top. You then have probably a series of managers, and then below them probably a series of supervisors, and then below them a series of employees or people who work, right? And that is really a pyramid. And if I have to say so, it's probably one of the greatest pyramid schemes that we have ever invented, right? But here's the thing. You're limited by the person at the top, what they decide they're going to pay you and what they decide you're worth. And all of the work and effort that you do goes to benefit them. You see, in network marketing, sure, there's a similar structure. There's people at the top, there's people below them. But here's the thing, all of those people are independent businesses. And so yes, I have somebody who might be above me in the network marketing company that I am part of. And they have somebody who's above them, and so on and so on. But they don't determine my success, just like I don't determine their success alone. You see, in network marketing, it's a matter of going, okay, is there a product that I really love? And am I going to share that product with people? And when you do, you start getting rewarded for that. And when you share it enough and you help others learn how to share it as well, that's when you start really developing a substantial business. Now, I've known people in network marketing. I've known a lot of people who've said, gosh, I tried it. I didn't make a dime. Right? I'm sure you know those people too, whether, I don't know, there's a lot of network marketing companies out there, right? Where they got really excited. They go, oh yeah. And they never made a dime. And that's unfortunate, but it's not everybody. You see, there are a lot of people who have made a substantial living. In fact, there's a lot of people who aren't even in network marketing who look at the network marketing business and say, you know what, this model of business is amazing. This model of business is going to be the future of our economy. And don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, if not the richest man in the world right now. Warren Buffett says that network marketing is the way to go. Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, stands by network marketing. John Maxwell, who is one of the leaders in leadership development training and coaching, he says network marketing is something substantial to look at and is a quality business model. So you have all of these people